Hello you guys, welcome back to Molly's Vlogs. If you're new here, I am Molly. And today's video is going to be a year 11 advice video. Partially because I really struggled in year 11. And also my friends keep asking me questions and I'm like, I don't know how to answer that over text message. So I'm going to answer it in a video. And see whether this helps them. If they have any more questions after this video, guys, shoot me a message. Or if you're not one of my friends and don't have my number, pop it in the comments and I will try and answer it. I'm not very good at answering comments, mainly because I don't get very many, so please interact with my videos. I love them. I love making them and I love seeing you guys enjoying them, but I need interactions. Anyway, yeah, I really struggled in year 11, so it kind of, this is a no-brainer because I don't want year 11s to not know what to do, where to go, how to help themselves, etc. But before we actually get into that part of the video, I do want to just add a quick disclaimer. This is technically Vlogmas Day 3. I know, really bad, but it's 22nd of December and today just isn't, well, this December just isn't Decembering, okay? I tried to make the Christmas magic happen for you all. It didn't, okay? There's no Christmas magic in my life at the moment. Just, okay, we're gonna leave it there. Anyway, yeah, so the first category I do really want to talk about is revision techniques even. I really struggled with finding how I learned, especially during year 10 and year 11. So especially during year 10, because year 10 you're kind of just experimenting. So if you are a year 10 and watching this video, it's not necessarily just for year 11s, even though it is geared towards year 11 because I've just freshly finished. I finished in July of this year. So, well, June of this year, but I say July because I don't feel like it actually finished until July because I was in for shows. Anyway, yeah, so I'm kind of a new year 12, kind of just fresh out the oven, of secondary. So I will definitely just say to the year 10s, because there will be year 10s watching this video. It's kind of inevitable because there is advice for year 10 in it as well. You guys just keep doing what you are doing. Keep trying, keep pushing through. Year 10s, you don't know what's gonna hit you in a year's time. It's not as bad as everybody, well, I say it's not as bad as everybody makes out. It was for me, but not for everybody. So just find your balance in year 10 and hopefully you can bring that balance into year 11 unless something goes wrong, and then I don't know what advice to give you, because a lot of stuff went wrong in year 11 for me. Anyway, and I'll do a whole another video on that when I'm ready to talk about it on here. But yeah, so revision techniques, hopefully you will have brought some from year 10, preferably. If you haven't, don't worry. There's still plenty of time. We are in December, there is still plenty of time. I say there's not, but it's never too late to start revising. I mean, I started revising like now. I say now, just after Christmas holidays, so you know, January time I started revising, which actually theoretically was the perfect time to start revision, but I then took a huge gap in revision because I had so much going on during the February months that I had coursework to do. And then like mock again. So I was kind of revising, but I wasn't revising for my actual exams. I was revising for mocks, which or like mini tests which only had certain topics in, which actually in hindsight was better than doing nothing. But you know, I should have been revising on a whole, and hopefully then that would have been applicable to the tests I was doing in class. But you live and you learn, right? But I think in terms of revision, just knowing how you learn, if you can sit there for hours on end and still focus, brilliant. That's how you learn. You know how you learn. Okay, I can't. I spend about 45 minutes to an hour revising, and then I have to take a break. Whether it's a 20-minute break, whether it's half an hour break, whether it's a full hour break. Just something to get my head away from my books or revision or cue cards or whatever. It also is very, very important that you're not doing the same subject all day. Because you will get bored of the subject. I'm telling you that now. That's one thing I learned very early on, like end of year 10, that you can't do one subject for a whole day, because you'll just get bored of the subject and then get distracted by your phone, or you know, the TV show you decided to put on in the background. I don't know, or literally just anything. So yeah, it's not going to be. Year 11 isn't black and white. It is not. You learn this way. This is the only way you can do it. It is not black and white. You can you know, adjust the way you revise to the way you learn, but also within that, you still do need to revise. I say no one. Some people can. Some people have photographic memory and just remember it like that. I don't. I have to do it over and over again, obviously. I'm not very academic, as lots of you probably know. That's why I chose to go to college, not sixth form, because college has my way of learning, whereas sixth form is very, very much like GCSEs but A-level. So it kind of was you have to learn. You choose. You can do A-levels in college. I'm not saying don't go to college if you want to do A-levels. I just haven't. That's not the route I chose to go down, because I want to be hopefully a veterinary nurse. We'll see. But I want to be a veterinary nurse, so I chose to go down the practical route because I learned that way. You can do it through A-levels if that's what you want to do, but I chose to do a practical course, or like a vocational course, not purely practical, but it is more practical than A-levels will be. So yeah, that's because I learn through hands-on work and practical work and demonstrations and just like that, and not being sat in the classroom writing notes. Don't get me wrong, I can sit there and write notes. Like, I will sit there and write notes and make them look pretty, but I don't know whether I have an example for you guys. I don't. They're all on Canva, but yeah. I think just learn how, or get to know how you learn and experiment. If you are not doing very well in a subject, please review how you're revising that subject. However, there is certain subjects that you can't revise, you just have to practice, like maths. Maths is a very practice thing. You can revise the formulas, and you know how to steps to do that thing, but also no, like you have to practice. You're not gonna you may know the steps, but also without knowing how, you learn how to do the question by doing it, essentially. And like, yeah, English lit, you can revise for, because you need to learn the techniques, but also not techniques, the quotes, but also again you need to learn how to write it, and by the way you do that is by writing it. Yeah, so it's kind of a very person dependent thing, revision, so I can't really give you much advice on that front, but just learning how you learn is very important. Another thing I would recommend, like, you just grab one, we'll use the history one because I love history. But this wasn't very applicable to me, but because this is the wrong, I think, because it doesn't actually say WJC on it, but this is the history revision book. I will pick a page. Public health, no. 2 superpowers. What do we think the 2 superpowers are? USA and the USS. Yeah, I knew that. The 2 superpowers. The revision books are actually a godsend. They are a godsend. Okay. Oh, this is a bad example. Hang on. Let me find you a better example. We'll do the heroes one because I like the heroes one. So, English lit, because we were just talking about English lit. English literature, I did in Spectacles, Heroes, and Of Mice and Men. So in year 10 I did Heroes and then Spectacles, and then in year 11 I did Of Mice and Men. I don't think I have the Of Mice and Men book up there. I do have the book that we bought, I think. We bought the book, and then now it has my notes in it, so I need to rub that out before my brother. But this is the Heroes one, so it has, these are my favourite ones. The English lit ones are perfect. So are the maths ones, but I can't learn maths the way that they teach you maths. So, I've kept the maths and English ones, I think. I haven't, ooh, okay. So, where's chapter 1? Here, it gives you a chapter analysis. So, or chapter, like, breakdown. So, it's a 2-page chapter breakdown. But it kind of gives you, like, it gives you a summary of the chapter. And then in the chapter, it says, why is this then underneath that, it says, why is the chapter important? This is chapter 1 of Heroes. And then it kind of gives narrative, language, and detail. Just kind of like breaks down the narratives and language within it. And then it, St. Jude's Church, why is it significant? And then it does the same for most of the chapters. So you do chapter 2. And then, if you go through here, you go through all the way to chapter, however many chapters there are in Heroes. They have all the chapters. I think there's 8 or 9. And then, oh, never mind, there's more than 8 or 9. There's quite a few. Are they short chapters? And then, it gives you a breakdown of the characters, which is actually perfect. I love it. It gives you a breakdown of the characters, and then some of them have quotes. Yeah, this one has quotations. So it has quotes. You can pick your favorite quotes from here to put in your essays. Or you can make up your own quotes, you know, like or you can make up your own quotes. Anything can be quotations. Anything that you think you can point, evidence, and explain. As in, you can, so your point is the quotation, your evidence is, no, your point is what you think, and then your evidence, I was like, your point is the quotation. Your point is not the quotation. Your point is, you can do it in any order, but as long as you have point, evidence, and explain in the sentence, then it kind of makes sense. So, example paragraph, or example PEE. Pick a random character that I see first. Okay. Oh, this is perfect one. Okay. So Nicole from Heroes. Occasion. So when Nicole Reynard says, "Stay close to me," it implies, then what does it imply, essentially, is an example. What does it imply, or what does it show, or this quotation shows, etc. It is shown in this quotation. I can't think of any more sentence starters. Yeah. Okay, moving on to mocks. I know that most of you guys probably have done mocks. If you're living in the UK, I feel like everybody does mocks before Christmas holidays. However, some places do another set of mocks after Christmas. I can't remember whether we did or not. It feels like ages ago. Probably, well, it was nearly a year ago. Jeez, okay. Yeah. If we're doing another set of mocks, they're mocks. They're not real things. Don't panic. I know that mocks are scary, but they're not as scary as real things, I promise you. The real things start to pick up usually around March, April time, as in, like, the speaking exams start in March. So please, I'm not going to say completely ditch your mocks, because don't completely ditch your mocks. They're there to help you, and they're there to teach you stuff. But also, please focus more on the exams that are coming up, rather than, like, your actual things, rather than the mocks. And your teachers won't tell you this. Your teachers will say, focus on the mocks, and then we'll worry about the rest of the things. However, focusing on the mocks will be beneficial in the long run. So I'm not gonna, but I didn't entirely focus on the mocks. I did then kind of skip ahead to the actual real things. However, I did get my mock results back in January. I say, as in, like, mocks that you do before Christmas, and I wasn't entirely happy, but okay. Again, they're not the be all and end all. None of them are. Not even the real things are. There's ways and means of getting around things. If you need to resit, you need to resit. I'm resitting English and maths. I'm resitting English language this year and then maths next year. So, as I said, I'm not a straight A. Well, I haven't said, but I'm not a straight A student. But it doesn't mean that you can't go for things that you want to do. I dream of becoming a veterinary nurse, as previously stated, and I'm going to try my best to become a veterinary nurse. If that doesn't work out, I don't know what I'm going to do, but I should probably have a backup, but I don't. Probably performing arts if that doesn't work, but we'll see. Yeah. Okay, so the mock section of this was very, very short because there's not really much I can say about mocks. Moving on to mental health. I know it's a very cliche thing, and I know that it's a very, like, eat, drink, sleep, okay? But please do. Make sure that if you're not, I'm a hypocrite, but you're at least eating a meal a day. I wasn't. I was snacking, and you know what? If that is how you live, that's how you live. Okay, but also, if you have an exam in the morning, please eat before the morning exam. Even if that's all you eat all day because you're so anxious, eat before the exam. Okay, for the love of God, please. It will be more beneficial than not eating at all, obviously. And I know it sounds really, really stupid. And like, get enough sleep. But like that affects your exams. But it does. It will. If you're tired, you're not going to focus. And if you're not focusing, you're not going to do your best. Okay? So please try and sleep. I don't think I have it with me right now. I don't know where it went, but that's paper rug. That's not what I need. Oh god, I have them. Forgot about these. These are calms. They are not drugs. Well, they kind of are, but they're not. They're really not. They aren't. They are little, like, they're... Have you heard of Rescue Remedy? If you guys know what Rescue Remedy is, it's essentially a pill version of that. Or like a tablet version of that. Yeah. It really isn't, okay? These are all like natural. Oh, hang on. You are, I think it's 3 times a day. So 2 of these tablets. So 2 of them a day. No, 6 of them a day. I took them once after breakfast, after lunch, and then after dinner, or before bed, whenever. If that is not your cup of tea, I do or did have Rescue Remedy like gummies. Perfect. They did the job. I say they did the job. Unless it was maths, they did the job. And kept me calm-ish. Nothing can keep me calm when it's maths. Nothing, no one. Yeah, there's not a chance. Also, I think just talking to people really, really helps. Especially if they're older. Or have gone through it. So, to my friends, if you need help, please reach out. I am more than happy to help if I can. The only thing I really can't help with is maths. I can try with English language, but I'm still resetting it myself, so not fully there. But yeah, I think it's more important that you know, like, it's very important that you reach out for help. Like, I went to my guide leader. Was like, I can't anymore. I don't understand. And she tried. Bless her little heart. Bless her heart. I love her so much. I love them all so much. But she somehow, I don't know. This woman is insane. I love her to bits. Wow. I'm not going to say her name. But wow. Somehow you did this. All of you did, actually, somehow. You kept me going, and I don't know how you did it. Genuinely don't. But you did. Yeah. Also, to my singing teacher, or to all of my singing teachers, and my dance teacher that did Sister Act with us. I love you all. I love you all. Yes. And to my family, obviously. I love you all. But yeah. Other than that, you know, eat, sleep, drink. If you're not eating properly, because I wasn't, please, for the love of God, drink water. Is all I'm going to say. Or drink something. Also, don't live off coffee. Not healthy, don't do it. I did. And I did show week also. But no encouragement. I'm not encouraging you to drink coffee, okay? I'm encouraging you to get fluids into you, but I'm not encouraging you to drink coffee, okay? I am encouraging, if you're really struggling, please reach out to someone, whether it be, I know it's going to sound really, 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 really cliche, but your school counsellor, your guide leader, if that's who you feel comfortable opening up to, do it. Your parents, I can't think of any other people, but your nurse, your doctor, sorry, I'm just listing off people that I opened up to and it didn't really work. It did. Well, some of them did, and then some of them really didn't. My doctors just made me feel worse because they've kept chucking stuff at me. But okay, yeah. If you, I don't know, just please look after yourselves. I know that this time is the hardest that you can. But it doesn't last forever, okay? I know that this feels like it will, but it doesn't. It lasts a couple months. It lasts until July, and then it is over. I love you all. If you have any other questions, please either put them in the comments, or if you're my friend, message me. Or find my Instagram or TikTok or something. Love you all. Bye bye.